Portugal one of the favourites for the World Cup now because, damn, what a performance! I mean, I don't think anybody was expecting that. Least of all, Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh my God. Listen, guys, we got so much to talk about. Last 16 review. The quarterfinal draw is set. I don't even have it in front of me, so I'm going to have to do it off the top of my head. France versus Netherlands. No, what am I talking about? Argentina versus Netherlands. Brazil versus Croatia. France versus England. Portugal versus Morocco. Yes. There's a few upsets, there's a few brilliant victories, there's a few storylines, and we're going to look forward to some great quarterfinal matches. Listen, Nat, the World Cup it's been a mad one, isn't it? It's been a mad one.
Bro, things I never thought I would see, I have now seen and saw. My eyes. I need to go get an eye test because I can't believe some of the losses and some of the teams that have crashed out. I'm so shocked. It's actually every day has kept me on my toes, man. It's been great to watch. I can't lie.
It has, it has. Listen, what we're going to do first, it's not going to be a long one, maybe 45 minutes, whatever, but first, we're going to go into, we had some predictions. You went on the last stream. I think it was me and Kyle. Listen, this is what we predicted. And some of these things are already off the table. Done, finished, forget about it. Not happening. So, as far as everyone's winners are concerned, everyone's still got a chance. Brazil, Argentina. But at least 3 people are going to be wrong. At least 3. Because they can meet in the semi-finals. And, of course, there can only be one winner. And so, for 3 people are going to be wrong very, very soon. Very, very soon. Maybe some sooner than others. Maybe the quarterfinals are much closer than some people think. That's free. Big up yourself. Like the video. Says dark horse hype. Yeah, listen. I think everyone done a turkey. Remember in the Euros where everyone was like, "Yeah, Turkey, dark horses, Turkey, dark horses." Turkey went out in the group stage.
My one vexed me the most.
What happened to your dark horse?
They got 1 point. They got 1 point.
Wait, who was that again? Who was the point again?
Denmark.
No,
I
who
thought
was
they
the
drew
point
against. I can't remember.
Who was in the group? France, Tunisia, or was it Australia?
Yeah. I think it was. I don't remember, bro.
Okay,
What I remember
okay,
seeing.
it must have been Tunisia. I think it was Tunisia first game.
I just remember seeing the bottom of the group 1 point. I was like, Denmark. I was so vexed. And I only put Denmark because you guys wouldn't let me put Netherlands.
Yeah, because so if for anyone that don't remember, the dark horse rules were anyone within the top 8 of the FIFA rankings, or the top 8 FIFA ranked teams in the tournament couldn't be classed as a dark horse because we expect all of those top 8 to get to the quarterfinals. Excuse me, I got something in my mouth. That's a Y. Soothers. I've got a sore throat. But that's a Y. But yeah, so Netherlands are 7th ranked in the world, 7th favorite for the World Cup. So they are predicted to get to the quarterfinals. Dark horses for me, and for what we agreed, was that they had to be outside shot to get to the quarterfinals. And yeah,
But I
Netherlands.
mean,
Go on.
I mean, if they're 7th in the thing, there's 6 other people above them, which means they were dark horses.
The quarterfinals is last 8, so they're top 8. They're top 8, and they're there. They're there. They won. They won 2. The first 2, no, won 2 out of 3 group games. Beat Spats of USA, and I think they got a good chance. Let's start with that one. Argentina. Actually, no. Before we even get there, let's talk about the last 16 games. So, obviously, we had Netherlands, USA. Did that go the way you expected? I'm sure it did.
Yes, they needed to get those soccer players out, and they did what was needed. I don't care. There are 2 teams that I'm so happy are out of this World Cup: Canada and the United States. Soccer players should not be in a football tournament. I said this in a group chat. Soccer players, people that call it soccer, I don't care if the English were the people that came up with the term. They do not belong in football. They got rid of them, and I'm happy. And then, and the other reason why I'm happy they're gone as well is that Christian Pulisic guy. Imagine he got to the next round. That deadbeat footballer. Hey,
Um, listen, they are hosting the next World Cup. Canada, USA, and Mexico in it. So one way or another,
so
football and soccer is gonna have to come together. One way or
bro,
another.
football's only going to be. They're only going to be playing football in Mexico because Mexico call it football.
They're gonna change it from FIFA to like CIFA or something, Soccer International. There
It's
you
got to
go.
be the
Yeah.
soccer international tournament. Man, about fam.
All right.
I'll
So
say one last thing though about
go on, go on.
America. They have one guy called Musa, and I
Yeah.
have Musa on Football Manager. Yeah, that boy is sick. When I
You
saw
know,
him
still
play in
easy
real
good too.
life,
So go on.
pardon?
No, carry on.
No, when I saw him in real life, I was like, this is the same Musa I signed on Football Manager. He's terrible. I was so happy. There's a few guys that I signed on Football Manager that I've been seeing playing in
Mm.
this World Cup. I'm
But
like,
the thing
this
is
is
with
why
Football
I
Manager,
signed
like
you
Football
lot.
Manager back in the days, Football Manager used to be a game, Football Manager Champion Manager. But now a lot of scouts actually use Football Manager to find players, and the Football
Yeah,
Manager themselves are linked with clubs, etc. So the scouting, it kind of comes from real life. So yeah, I'm not surprised when we see some of the gems on there actually turn out in real life. Some of them don't turn out though, but some of them do.
yeah.
So yeah, Netherlands USA was the first one. Then we have Australia, Argentina. Now Argentina obviously won the game 2-1. Messi got the goal, his first goal in the knockout rounds of the World Cup ever. That's not very good. First one ever, but he got it. At least he's got it. People like Ronaldo and Zidane, they've got goals in finals, not just in the last 16s. But good goal, good finish. I'm not still convinced about Argentina. They won the game 2-1, but at 2-0, it looked like, oh, Argentina comfortable. They kind of shaken off any rustiness from the beginning, losing to Saudi Arabia, etc., etc. But and even that most of the first 60, 70 minutes against Mexico. But Australia got back in the game and they could easily have got an equalizer. Lisandro Martinez made one mega block and they were defending for their lives at the end of the game. And I think a better team will exploit that. And it's for that reason why I'm just, yeah, they're one of the second favorites going to the tournament, but I haven't seen anything from them in this tournament to say, that's why you're second favorites. I haven't seen it.
Argentina are one of them teams that they stress me out. Yeah, watching them. It's like you look at the team sheet and you say, okay, cool. You have Martinez in goal. You have Otamendi in the heart of your defense. I can't remember who they're mid. You have Valverde in your midfield and some other decent players. Up front, you have wait, Valverde does play for Argentina, right?
Valverde plays for
He plays for Uruguay, isn't it?
Uruguay. They've
Yeah,
got
I
Bentancur.
mix the colours up.
No, they
Bentancur,
don't.
that's
Bentancur plays for Uruguay. Who they
so
got?
who's their midfield?
They got what's his name? Enzo Fernandez. Um, oh my god, it's gone completely out of my head. They're gone
But
completely out of my head.
and then they have forget the midfield, but they have experience there. They have experience up front with Messi and Di Maria and all these other guys. And then you see them play, and it's like, what is going on? Like, there's no,
McAllister and DePaul. That's it. That's the
yeah,
name.
McAllister's quite good actually. But like
Decent.
when you watch them play, it's like I don't know what's going on there. That Lautaro Martinez guy, the striker, if I was
He's
the
had a
manager,
stinker of a World Cup. He's
he
had a
should never
stinker.
he should never get the call up ever again for that club, not club for his country. He should never get the call up ever again. Ha!
Kyle had him as Golden Boot winner.
Boy, he's that Martinez guy is poor. He is so poor. When I saw him stop running when he had a chance to go past Van Dijk and he stopped running, I was like, isn't he supposed to be some wavy striker?
I know,
Like,
man.
isn't he supposed to be the one tearing up the what's the Serie A or whatever? And he's come to the World Cup where everybody on planet Earth is watching, and he's put on that performance. He should never play again for that team. But Argentina as a whole, they're out. I feel like they're just something's missing.
Yeah,
It's like
I think
If Messi doesn't
so.
play, they're even worse.
The thing is, Solo put it spot on. He goes, if Messi isn't special on that day, I don't see them being good. There's nothing about them. There's just nothing about them until Messi, one out of the 10 times he gets the ball or in and around the area, you think something can happen. And one time something happens and the game changes. Other than that, they've like other than the first 45 minutes against not Mexico, Saudi Arabia, where they had like 3 or 4 goals chalked out of offside, and 45 minutes against Australia. I haven't been impressed by them at all. So
they're poor, man.
yeah.
They're so poor. Like
we'll get
it
on
genuinely
to
stresses me out to watch them play. Like it's so bad.
Now, one
So
of
bad.
the potential dark horses who was looking really exciting, I guess it was one of those fan favorites for the tournament, Japan. Japan played Croatia, and I felt obviously we know they knocked out. They beat Spain in the last game to top the group. They knocked out Germany in the group stages. Potential group of death potentially. It turned out to be a group of death for Germany themselves. And they played Croatia. And I felt they could have had a good chance. I thought they had a good chance against Croatia. I felt not that they were favorites. I'm not going to say favorites a bit, but I was confident in them winning because I felt they were too quick. They were too nimble and sharp and just agile. Whereas Croatia look a bit leggy, a bit older, miles in their legs, and can they keep up? And I'm not going to say they were unlucky because they have to take their own chances, and they didn't. But I'm upset for them because I think they could easily and probably should be in the quarterfinals. I would be as someone who's supporting Brazil, I would be more worried, and I wouldn't be worried anyway, but more worried about a Japan on a counterattack rather than a Croatia who just look a bit tired. I don't know, but Japan's out and Croatia's gone through. Maybe it's the experience told in the end, especially in the penalty shootout.
Yeah, Japan, man. I feel like we believed in Japan more than Japan believed in Japan. Like I genuinely was like, raw. They beat Spain. They beat Germany. They're here. Could this be like the actual dark horse? Like maybe we've missed complete. Like we've gone way off target with our predictions, and this is the one. And I'm there watching them, and I'm like, oh, finish that chance, man. Finish it. Did it? I'm like, shoot. And I'm just sitting there like, the game was had me on the edge. Like I really enjoyed watching it. I was at work watching it, and I was like, "Oh my days, this is mad." And I was just like, when I saw the penalties.
So when you were supposed to be working, you were watching it.
Bro, you know us men, we can multitask. You get me?
No,
I can work and watch football. You get me? I was just proving that I can do 2 things at the same time.
Your manager subscribes, by the way. So.
Don't worry, man. My manager, he's happy with my work. But yeah, literally, the penalties. It was like, I don't want to use this analogy. Okay, I found a better way. It's like, when someone builds up the excitement so much, and then the performance is just a letdown. That's what it was like. They did the 90 minutes extra time. You're thinking, oh, there was a few chances, and then they come to the penalties, and it's like, what was that? It was a waste of time. They fought so hard, and
I know, man. Like
they take them penalties, and it's just like, did you not even practice that?
Someone said this. It was Yasser. Big up yourself, Yasser. He's on HH's channel, Man United fan, and he said Japan, their best attribute should be taking penalties. And people kind of laughed at him, and I don't think he really explained. I don't know what he actually meant by it. Sorry, I don't know what he meant by it. But he didn't explain it very well. But when you're a weaker team and you're not your aim is, but you're thinking we're going to take this to extra time, we're going to take this to penalties. That's kind of your end goal, so to speak. When we're not sure we're good enough to beat them in normal time. So when we get to the extra time, so you work on your fitness because you ain't maybe as technically as good. Your fitness has to be 100 to make sure you can keep up with them for 90 minutes and then 120 minutes, and then go to penalties. As you say, look, they didn't practice penalties. when that's all they should have been practicing is penalties. And Morocco showed them how it was done. Morocco, who's clearly set up, slightly different to Japan, but they are clearly set up to go to penalties. They are so defensive. They sit back, soak up the pressure, hit on the counter attack. They're not as dynamic on the counter attack as Japan. But when they get to that penalty shootout, every man, okay, one guy he missed the penalty, but they were calm. Ziyech bang down the middle. Kimi dinks it for the winner, and the keeper saves 3 penalties. So you're thinking, did Japan just think, yeah, we're just gonna win this game in 90 minutes? You have to prepare for every eventuality, and I don't know if they did. I don't know if they did it. Shane goes, Croatia have players that have that experience to get the job done.
But most of the experienced guys came off.
Yeah,
by the time it was a penalty shootout, only one guy was left.
I think it was Brozovic. I think they said it was the only player who was in the last penalty shootout at the World Cup in 2018. So yeah, maybe the other players that came on still took our experience in their own ways. I don't know, but Japan's penalties were, as Nat said, innit? We believe in them more than they believe in themselves, because those penalties had no belief behind them. They had no. Yeah, it's like.
Bro, do you know which?
Go on.
The 2 penalties that shocked me the most, was Minamino's and Yoshida's.
Minamino, Yoshida shocked me. Minamino didn't shock me. I'll tell you why. I'm not no bias thing, but as he stepped up for the first one, he didn't look too confident. I thought, I'm not sure. I felt, this could go wrong. Yoshida, I'm like, you are the captain. You are the captain. Your team has been, everyone come before and struggled to take the penalty. You just showed them. Put your foot through it. Every penalty was passed to the keeper. They was pathetic.
I think Minamino as a player, or I mean as a person, he gets affected by things like, I'm not great at explaining, but like, you see how he's been having a poor season at Monaco so far. I think that's affecting his performance. If this World Cup happened a couple months ago after his great run in the Carabao Cup, I don't think he's missing that penalty. I think he's low on confidence. As you said, when he was walking up, he didn't seem that confident. Yoshida's one, I was like, come on, bro, you're an experienced player. You're the captain. Slap that. Don't even try to do the started run up that these players are doing or whatever. Just run and slap it in the net. My guy just gifted it to keeper. I was like, oh my days.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
But, you know, they put up a good fight in terms of the tournament as a whole.
Yeah.
So I was reading some quotes.
They did all right, man. I'm happy for them.
Yeah, I think they did all right. They did all right. And you know what I like about Japan when they play? There's no real play acting. There's nothing untoward. They just get, like, the referee makes a decision they don't agree with, they get on with it. Everyone else, everyone else is just all trying to con the ref, trying to get a man sent off, trying to get a yellow card.
Like Fernandez, isn't it? Yeah. He does that a lot.
Which Fernandez is that one? Oh, the Swiss
Bruno. He does that a lot, innit?
Gelson Fernandez.
Your boy.
He's something else, man. Boy, shit. But you mean Bruno, who got 5 assists, 5 goals and assists World Cup? Ramsey's joined us to answer for his crimes. What crimes
you got to the party, brother?
Let me see. No more. Just the one crime. Just Germany. Okay.
Wait, how is he only got one wrong?
I think he's frozen. That's why he's only got one wrong. He's frozen.
Spain, no. You need to put the thing across Spain. They flopped. Yeah. Them losing today, that's a flop. Spain, you need to put a big red line.
They did the wrong graphic. He done the wrong graphic. He put the cross against Portugal. It's also against Spain, brother. Ramsey, you're frozen. Yeah, Spain, you got that wrong. I knew there was more than one. You know, I knew there was more than one.
God, you gotta draw a line over that, man. You're not getting away with that.
Let me message my guy now.
Yeah. Cause Spain, Espanol. Boy, oh boy.
Ramsey said he'll be back. He can't face no more
Okay,
embarrassment.
calm.
All right, listen, let's move on. I'm gonna save a couple of them. So England Senegal 3-0. I think it was in the end it was very comfortable for England. Bellingham and Henderson got this bromance going on that I hate because he can't join Liverpool. That cannot be allowed to happen.
That Merseyside link up, the
And
little practice before.
I hope, because obviously all Liverpool fans are getting gassed. Ooh, they put their head together. Ooh, Trent's on his Snap, Instagram, FaceTime. Ooh, yeah. I hope he joins Everton. Just a slap in the face. Just a slap in the face. People, yeah, now he's in the real part of Merseyside. Listen, he can't. He's so good. Bellingham is so good. It's ridiculous. Yeah,
I saw one guy tweet. He said I was laughing when Birmingham retired his shirt. I now see why they did it. I was like, yeah, like because even me, I was like, why did they retire a shirt of? I think how old was he when he left? 17, 16, however old he was. I was like, why have they retired his shirt? This makes no sense. Like, I get he's leaving and it's gonna give a financial boost to the team, but there must be a reason. And then when I saw him move over to the Bundesliga, I was like, oh. So now he's balling in the World Cup, doing a little warm up, showing the Liverpool fans what he's gonna do for us in next season. Yeah, now that Naby Keita, I know Naby Keita is going in the summer. That number 8 is gonna be free. You get me? A little shuffle. Give Henderson the 8. Give Bellingham the 14. Boom!
He needs to come
Cheeky 100 million.
He needs to come Man United.
He's not going to Man United. He needs to come to a coach that will develop and harness his skills and make him world class. I'm telling you. Ha! That Bellingham Thiago in the midfield. I don't even know if that works, but Bellingham in the midfield pings it over the top for Darwin Núñez. Núñez to Salah. Goal! And Anfield shakes. Oh my days.
Oh yeah, Salah. I forgot about that Salah guy. Whatever happened to that Salah guy? He ain't had the World Cup.
He's warming up in Dubai. Sorry, we need to pause. I told you that the World Cup, after the World Cup, the league would start. Remember I said that? Now we can continue.
Wait, so what's that? What's that got to mean? What, now Liverpool's going to win the league or what?
I said it. I said after the World Cup, the league starts properly, yeah? Certain men are injured now. Bare men are injured. I told you
Abu Bakr, and maybe you have a chance of winning the...
he should be playing in Europe, I can't lie. The guy is cold.
Sign Abu Bakr, maybe you got a chance of winning.
My man should be playing in he will stay in Saudi Arabia if Ronaldo signs there still.
Let me ask you a question. Mbappe.
Yeah.
Is he the best player in the world?
Killy, as my guy Sturridge would say. Is he the best player in the world? I low-key want to do a Javan. But I can't. I don't know, controversy.
Don't worry about that. You answer the question.
Anyways, Mbappe, best in the world right now. Yeah. The guy is cold.
He might be, But and the reason I say is because
he's so cold.
Listen, Ronaldo's 37 years old. We're gonna get on to Portugal in a second. He ain't the player. He right now he's not even the player he was last season, and he was very good last season. Don't get it twisted. But sometimes ages catch up on you. You miss a preseason, and it all comes tumbling down. It is what it is. Messi, as great as he is, he ain't the best player in the world right now. He can still do great things because he's a great player, but he ain't the best player in the world right now. Benzema, Ballon d'Or winner. This season ain't been great because he had a few injuries. Now he's injured out of the World Cup. Neymar's been brilliant this season. Messi's been brilliant this season. Don't get it twisted. But Neymar's been brilliant this season. Mbappe's been brilliant this season. Now they've gone to the World Cup. And my man Mbappe is
He's
he's just ripping man to shred. Like it's
fam,
like he's on a he's a man possessed right
he's
now.
on a rampage. Yeah.
He's a man possessed, and he's like a man on a mission. It's like the last World Cup wasn't enough for him. It wasn't just like I won it at whatever 18, first teenager scoring a World Cup final since Pele. That wasn't enough for him. Now it's like I wonder. It's like he won the World Cup, but maybe it wasn't really his World Cup. It was more Pogba's World Cup, Kante's World Cup. Now he's come here and he's like, especially with Benzema out, I'm the leader of the team. I am going to win this
Yeah.
World Cup. This is going to be, I don't know. It's gonna. Is it his R9 1998? Because 1998 was Ronaldo's World Cup. Ronaldo won it in 2002. Don't get twisted. But 98 was the one where he really took it over. He absolutely took it over. He, he might be the best. I think it's between him and Neymar,
If he
but he
if
might be the
he
best.
if he wins the World Cup this season, just you might as well just say the Ballon d'Or's wrapped up from now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Don't even worry.
Especially being French and the
Yeah,
magazine being
it's
France
wrapped
football,
up.
100%.
Did the panel think that Mbappe technically isn't sort of like enough?
I
I
think
think it is.
I think it doesn't, Shane, because even though I was at work today, I was talking to people, and they were like, "Yeah, his pace, he's sort of strong and quick." I was like, "Yeah, but he's a damn good footballer as well. Like he's
Yeah,
got all of that, and he can
he's
still twist the man in
he's
and out and curl into
techie.
the top corner."
I don't
Ramsey,
know. Maybe
is he the best? Is he the best player in the world right now? Oh, you're mute.
Me,
Yeah, yeah. You're the only
me.
Ramsey on that.
Um, my killy, in that storage little new jam. Yeah, listen, Killy, he's here. I mean, he arrived 4 years ago. Let's be honest, he arrived 4 years ago. He's here to stay. Is he the best player in the world? Yeah, probably. I think last year it's difficult because we're talking about when are we talking like calendar year? Are we talking this year?
All
Are we
right. See,
talking
let's say
overall?
season. Let's say season. This season.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think he definitely is the season. I think he's probably gone past Benzema. I think just with him not being able to play, he's dominated in Europe and Champions League. He's doing his thing at the World Cup, and he looks scary. Like he looks the same way he was scary 4 years ago, running
Yeah.
at Argentina. Like he looks that same scary again. Like he's come all the way back around again. He's doing the same things. Um, I think he's obviously not really played the. Be interesting to see how he does play against England, and then whatever's next. If they get through, Portugal probably, I
he's gonna
guess,
pepper England, man.
or,
Whatever's
or
next. You
Morocco,
know it's
whatever,
Portugal. You know it's
or
Portugal.
whatever. I can't call it these days. Can't call it. Can't call it.
we know you can't call it. You're sucking, mate. You are
Can't
sucking.
can't call it. Can't call it. But
You're falling
listen,
off.
like he just needs to ride it. He just needs to keep riding. And I think maybe the fact that
Pause.
Giroud is up top
Yeah, it's not
just
one.
gives him that little bit of pressure off him. It's all right. You don't have to. You're not the main man up top. You can do your thing out wide, and you can cut in, and you can got the freedom to do that on that side. Because obviously, when Benzema got injured, the first people were first saying, Kings of Coman should play on the wide and put Mbappe up top. Can Giroud still do it? Rare. But now he's got back with Giroud. And obviously Griezmann's there as well. He can just do his thing out wide, and that be that. So yeah, I'll probably say he is the best.
But I think this is what he wants. And I think Benzema being out is actually best for him because like when he was at, well, when he signed that contract with PSG, the new one, and they talk about him wanting to leave, is because he spoke about the position he wants to play. He wants a proper like target man striker, basically, to play off the way that he does for the national team. Which is
Mm,
talking about Benzema. I'm not Benzema. Giroud, because Benzema, when he's playing the number 9, yeah, he can link and play, but he's a star man. So he wants to get his goals and he wants
yeah.
to be the guy. And it's like too many Chiefs, not enough Indians, basically.
Mm,
And Mbappe wants to be the star. And he's like, well, listen, I can't be the star when Neymar and Messi are there. I
mm.
can't, well, especially more Neymar than Messi. I can't be the star maybe when Benzema's there. So I think Benzema being out, I think it suits him perfectly. Now,
No,
whether
but this is where naivety comes in with this Mbappe guy. he came to Liverpool, it could have been him and Firmino, and boom, this Haaland guy wouldn't even exist, bruv. But no, he has to go. He has to
Him
go.
and Firmino. I mean, Firmino be lucky to
Bruv,
touch. Firmino be lucky to touch pitch if he's there.
bro, he wants a striker to play off. Firmino will give him the ball all game from
I
minute
hear it
1 to
still. I
minute
hear it.
90.
But you know, you have to sell Mane and Salah. You know that.
We wouldn't have to do that. We'll just sell Fabinho, let
No.
Tyler Morton
I
play
don't mean money.
DM.
I don't mean money wise. I mean
What?
star. He wants to be the star.
Yeah. No. It will be a collective. You get
It's
me?
not collective.
You know the flag of Europe. How there's hella stars in it. It's one big circle. That's how the team will be. European Union. I'm telling you, it would bang.
It's
I'm
all
not
right. Let's
saying.
move on. Obviously, we had this Spain, Morocco. Kind of briefly spoke about that, but Spain. Yeah, you know what? That is a result that did not surprise me one bit, literally one bit, because I mean, I kind of said I said it would be 0-0 or 1-1. It was 0-0. Spain struggle to score goals. They keep hold the ball, but they ain't got no gunman. Basically, they ain't got
They have an illegal striker.
they ain't got proper attacking threat. They got players who go up there, but the fact that I think they play Asensio, Olmo. All right, Ferran Torres. He's a forward, fair enough, but they're not top quality. They're eye. And on the bench, the options are just eye. It was always gonna come to this. If it wasn't Morocco, it would have been Portugal. If it wasn't Portugal, it would have been Spain. France, whatever. They were never gonna win the World Cup. They were never gonna do real damage without a proper attacking threat. So when it went 0-0, went to penalties, I guess I was more surprised that they missed all 3 penalties than the fact they didn't score in normal extra time. But yeah, the sooner they went out, the better. They scored their first game, won 7-0, and they ain't won a game since. They ain't won a game since. So yeah, they're a bit of a joke.
As I told you, flops, mate, absolute flops. I predicted this, and it came to fruition. I knew they were going to flop, and they did. They did hard on their heads, and the same like.
Wait, you predicted them to flop?
Yeah, I did, and they served me right. I mean, the thing with when we were speaking about it before with Kyle, and he was saying, "Oh yeah, they got certain players that are going to be able to play and here, there, and everywhere." And they do have good players in the middle of the park, Gavi and Pedri, and they look nice and they keep 80% of the ball. But who's going to score them the goals? All right, they bang 7 against Costa Rica, but Nat would score 7 passes to Costa Rica. You know what I mean? It's normal. It's normal. You know. And yeah, like I think at that stage maybe they gave them a confidence that they could go on, but it's just gone downhill from there. The Germany game was a good game overall for the neutrals, but Germany are struggling. You got to beat them. You know, you should be putting them to the sword. They're down in the mirrors. You know, you should be able to beat them comfortably. They couldn't. And then they lost to Japan, and that wasn't a surprise. They did the same thing today. They couldn't pass. Can't find a bit. I literally said this before. Seen this with Man City. When Man City are like 2-1 down, and they can't score a goal, and they just pass, and they ain't got a killer, and they didn't have the killer up top like they do now. Then this is what happens. They stalemate. They can't get through. Morocco defended very well as well. To be fair to them as well, they when they needed to, they did well. But you should be able to be opening up in teams. So yeah, expected from me really. Back to the drawing board again for Spain, and they need to go find a striker somewhere. I mean, how can your whole country? It's been 10 years since Cesc played the false 9, and you still ain't got a striker. Diego Costa came in for a couple of years, but he's a fake Brazilian anyway. So I mean, where is your actual strikers? Like, whole country can't produce one striker out of that nation.
They had Raul, they had David Villa, Fernando Torres, and since then, we're saying Negredo, Danny Guiza, I think, yeah, that's it. Guiza, something like that.
Yeah.
Obviously Morata's and I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah, it's been bad. It's been real bad.
They had Moreno. Was it Gerard Moreno last year?
Oh, the Villarreal.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean?
But
Shocking from
I don't know
Spain,
what
man.
that. I think is that a problem with that the tiki taka? Everyone just wants to pass. They I don't know.
But that's how they brought up, innit? And I guess that's what they're being taught in the youth. But who's teaching the killers? You got to teach. Someone's got to come up through and be a killer. Like, where's the Raúls of this generation? Like, they have to produce. Like, them man have to be produced. Otherwise, this is what happens. You got all right, Kefra, when they won it in 2010. The level of the tiki taka man was so high that they could do that because they were all the best in the world. Xavi and Iniesta and Cesc, they were all like at the heights of the heights. Like Gavi and Pedri, maybe in a 5, 6, 7 years, or whatever, when they're at their best, maybe that's what they're waiting for. Maybe that will work then. But without that, I mean, it's all got to start again. Busquets got to go now. Rodri's now got to be that. I guess it's going to be Rodri, Gavi, and Pedri the next time.
Man
But
got Rodri at centre back. It's still bad. It's
yeah,
still bad. Will Enrique quit?
I think he will. I think he will, or because I think he probably does now want to back in club football. I'd imagine because he's been linked so much. He'll get a
What's that
job
Chelsea
easy.
job?
What about what's his name? Hansi Flick for Germany.
Has he not been sacked yet?
No,
They sacked didn't they sack like the guy above him? They sacked a guy above him
there was
today.
like some kind of technical director kind of thing.
Yeah, he's gone. So I
I
mean,
mean,
the thing with him, I think he actually might stay because this is his first one, right?
Well, no, wasn't he there for? Oh, was he wasn't there for the Euros? Did he come after the Euros?
No, I think he came afterwards. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So I think he might
I
get a
mean,
Euros.
if
I
they
thought that might have been his
if
first.
if they do sack him, I mean, there'll be a job in North London for him anyways, because at least one of the managers are going, so
Rich
there's a
manager,
job there waiting for him.
not the one that's top of the league, no, can't be. Surely.
That the one top of the league might flop, now that his star boy is injured.
Don't worry
So
about that.
a lot can happen in 3 months. You can go from here to.
Don't worry about that. Smith Rowe is the star boy soon back. Smith Rowe
Oh,
soon back. Don't worry about that.
Your mysterious number 10.
ain't heard from him a while. Thank you very much for the super chat. Tapua says, "Big up
I
the
like.
panel and shout out Morocco for holding it down for Africa, even though we know there's a love-hate relationship there between us and North Africa."
Yeah.
And it's probably more hate than love. I'm not gonna lie, but no, it's right. I'm happy for Morocco. Quarterfinal, African team to the quarterfinal. I ain't gonna lie, it has to end now. Morocco cannot be the first African team to get to the semi-final because they don't they don't as a collective. They class themselves more as Arab than African. They associate every time they hear it in the commentary. You hear, I think there was someone in the punditry like, yeah, this is gonna be so big for the Arab world, and I think it was Eniola Luca was like, yeah, and Africa. Like they don't even they're literally on the continent and they're focusing on Arabia, Saudi, and Qatar, and Lebanon, and all. So yeah, he said, well done, holding it down. But in their head, they hold it down for themselves and the Arab world, the Tunisia and Algeria, and yeah. So well done, but it ends now. It ends now.
Who they
Ramos,
got? Who they got next?
what you going it? Ramos got something for them. Ramos.
Hey, listen.
Maybe Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano
Who?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Who?
Who?
What?
Another team looking good without Ronaldo.
Who? Oh, well, R9. Yeah, he retired a while ago, man. He retired a while ago. Yeah, he's got a bit of weight as well. Listen, let's talk about the last two games. So obviously, I didn't talk about Brazil. Didn't talk about Portugal. What's been the best performance of the last 16?
I haven't seen today's game, so I was
Oh.
yeah. So I don't know. I actually can't say that.
How you know a little bit about Ronaldo? How you know all goals weren't just like
Mate, I listened to it on the radio. And that's all I heard. That's all I heard. Ronaldo. They look so much better without Ronaldo. The way that they're playing.
Your biased timeline. Big up yourself, Callum. Guys, make sure you go and check out Kopish and the Sanderson show as well. Callum doing some good stuff and Drifty.
Oh,
And
I can't. can't lie, this Ronaldo agenda needs to ease down, you know, because
All right, so what are you saying?
don't
What are
get
you saying, Nat? My good friend Nat. What are you saying? I like the way you're going with this.
let me tell you something, yeah. I was watching the game, the Portugal game just now, and I asked my dad, I was like, how many games has Ronaldo missed this World Cup? And he's like, I think this is the first one that
Yeah.
he started from the bench. So he started game one, started game two, and he started game three. Yeah. I was like, he played all three games, and the minute he sits down, it's, oh, Portugal are going to be a better team without Ronaldo. Duh, duh, duh. And they spent the first 70 minutes of the game where Portugal are 4-0 talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. There is a 22-year-old Ramos who I also had on Football Manager tearing up. Who are they playing again? I don't even remember.
Shaqiri.
Tearing up Shaqiri and Xhaka and them man there.
Yeah,
All
Xhaka got dunked on, mate. Akanji,
yeah,
them man got dunked
and
on.
and
Not my
Akanji and all
people, not
these
my
all
mate.
these all these all these ballers and they're talking about CR7 who's sitting on the bench smiling and happy for his boys.
I agree.
Every pass that was made. Oh, so there was always some Ronaldo shade in it. What's his name? Ali McCoist and them man there. They need to be made redundant after this World Cup.
Hold on. Adam McCoy is a legend. I'm not having that. He's a brilliant commentator.
No.
He's a brilliant commentator.
No, he's the only name I can remember. Him and all of them that are there must go. What? Saying they talk about CR7 for 70 minutes.
It's people like Ramsey. They love it. They feed into it. That's
And
why they turn on the radio. That's why they turn the volume up on the TV. That's why
if I'm honest, I ain't heard enough. I need more slander. Slander this guy, yes. Go who? You better sit down there. Just tell me, feed me. Tell me how much Ronaldo's letting the team down. Tell me how much he's swearing when he walks off the pitch. They even translated what he said into English and about why is this man taking me off so early? They just feed me. I just want to hear more of it. I want to see the guy mode. I want to see the guy unhappy. I want to see and then on the rate, I don't know what happened. I don't know if you lot saw the TV or what they said, but as soon as the game finished, he's gone over to the fans and he's walked down the tunnel. Oh my gosh, he's walked down the tunnel. He's barely been with his players. And they said, I
saw the video. Game finished. He went to the fans, clapped the fan. He was the first one to go to the fans.
Yeah.
Clapped the fans, and as he's walking like away from the fans, back that to the tunnel, the rest of the players are walking towards the fans. So yeah, he's going to the fans.
So what he was saying is that it's all about him. See, he goes to the fans, now he's walking off. He wants all the attention on him, and he says, and then they said to him, yeah, but he did appreciate the fans. He said, maybe it's only because he didn't play the full game, so he's he gave a little bit, and now he's gone. And the guy's like, that's not good enough. Look at the two sub goalkeepers. They're there. The two sub goalkeepers didn't even play a minute. Are there in the crowd cheering. They're cheering with their team. Ronaldo's nowhere to be seen.
What I'm saying about agenda, though. You heard it on the radio. I was watching it. Yeah. After Leao scored the goal. Yeah. I was looking for Ronaldo because I was like, I saw him calling for the ball for the cross, and he didn't get it, and Leao slapped it. And I was like, I wonder what Ronaldo's gonna do. And Ronaldo went over there smiling. Every goal that was
even
scored,
the first
there,
goal,
it was like
even the first
he
goal,
was smiling like he
ran
scored
over there. You see, all you see his pictures of him on the bench like this. I'm like, when was that picture even taken? That was not when the goal was scored.
From goal 1 to goal 6, yeah, from goal 1 to goal 6, yeah, he was smiling and celebrating. Like he was a part of the whole thing. Like when he came on, my man was smiling. If you heard the crowd singing his name, my man was smiling. Right. He stepped up to take the most medius free kick here, and he was smiling and busting backs with whoever was beside him. The whole game he was enjoying it. So this whole thing about Ronaldo, this is all about him. Nah, man, not today. Today, it wasn't him. The media painted him the villain in a thing that he didn't need to be a villain for.
I'm glad Nat, the Liverpool fan, said this, because if I said it, I would be accused of being a what's it, not.
Nah, man.
But listen, I
was so unnecessary.
I agree. I think they spent so much time talking about how good this team is right Ronaldo without actually talking about how good the team was. It was more they were good about Ronaldo rather than the fact they were good. The man scored a hat trick on his World Cup debut in a knockout round, and the first goal was disgusting. It was disgusting, and it's not just the media, and it's all like the commentators, but it's also on the social media. I don't get it. Of course, we know Ronaldo. As much people say, he's not this, not that. Everyone knows you put Ronaldo in the tweet, it's gonna get traction because it's Ronaldo. You know, he's one of the greatest. So it is what it is. And people say, oh yeah, he's on the bench, not my GOAT. Whoever your GOAT is, I don't know who, because these people's GOAT aren't Van der Sar and Buffon. Your GOAT weren't playing at 37 years old. So I don't know, like you talk to me. Who are we talking about? Even my GOAT weren't playing Zidane retired at 36. I don't know what he would have been doing at 37. So where are we going with it? It's like, I get it. I get the social media. I get the banner. I get it. It's all fun and games. But Ronaldo being on the bench at 37 years old in a World Cup, I dare you not let him win the World Cup. I mean, because he's not going to win it. Like, he doesn't not get the World Cup because he was on the bench in the last 16 or maybe even the quarter, maybe even the semi, maybe even the final. If he only played the first 3 games of the tournament, Pele has 3 World Cups. He got injured in the 62 World Cup. He's still got 3 World Cups. So listen, I dare you not let him win it. And I bet you he's going to be celebrating. People are going to say, no.
If Ronaldo, if Portugal by some miracle win the World Cup, the World Cup final, if Portugal win the World Cup, the final, they must host Ballon d'Or same day. The minute, straight away. Just give it, just say, hello, Benzema. Yeah, you're jump on a flight now. By the time the game finishes, bring that gold ball and give it to him. They might as well.
I just hope he gets at least one World Cup knockout goal before he goes, because listen, it would be nice. It's an embarrassing stat. Let's be honest, 1 in 5 tournaments ain't great for Messi, but 1 is better than none. And Ronaldo's currently sitting on none. And Ramos is sitting on 3. So we got a problem there.
Nah, but that Ramos did well today, you know. He did really well. He's the future.
Maybe Arsenal should look at him since they got a striker crisis.
Yeah.
No, mate. I think Man United look at him because considering their striker is gone AWOL when has left the club.
We don't have a striker.
Even Mbolo that played for Switzerland.
Forget Mbolo. Mbolo was a wonder kid about 8 years ago. Forget
but he had a good game today. I was going to say he had a good game today. He actually did well.
He was one of the people, we spoke about FM earlier. He was one of the people who FM was like, yeah, he's going to be the greatest striker of all time. And it didn't turn out that way. So, let's leave that one to one side. Brazil, obviously talking about Jesus being injured. Brazil looked better without Jesus. How about that one? You see that goal from Richarlison, Ramsey? Jeez, the samba.
It pains me to say it, but Richie Spice is brilliant. Oh my days! You know when he scored that bicycle in the group stage, yeah.
I think he got 2 goals in the tournament. I think the bicycle, it was 2 of the top 3 minimum. So I think the bicycle for me is called number 1, and then it's between his goal against South Korea or the goal El Deswari, I can't remember who it was, against Saudi Arabia against Argentina. For me, those are top 3 in the tournament right now.
Yeah.
And 2 of them are
it's
crazy.
I just couldn't believe it. I was like, Richarlison. I was like, the same guy that played for Everton and Spurs at the World Cup. Brilliant. It makes no sense. But I was like, all right. Like, do your thing, my guy. Make me eat my words. So far, I'm close to death. He's doing well, man. He's actually doing well. I was like, they took Richarlison over Firmino. What's going on here? He's showing me what's going on. I was like, well done.
No, see, Richarlison was always going to go. It was never going to be a Firmino. The Firmino thing, it was Martinelli or Firmino. And Martinelli's done his bit. I can't fault him at all. But they brought this Rodrigo guy from, I don't know who he plays for, Flamengo, Palmeiras or something. Brother ain't gonna do a thing, man. I don't know what he's doing there. I can't work it out. Firmino would have made more sense. Even Gabriel Barbosa, he would have made more sense. I can't work it out. But yeah, listen, for me, it's funny because when Neymar came off in the first when he came off in the first game against Switzerland, so they're 2-0 up already, and then Brazil playing this good football. Everyone like, Brazil better than Neymar. I said, guys, man, relax. Like the game was won. Serbia are chasing the game at that point. It's a completely different context. Then we saw in the next two games. Granted, one of them was the last game in the group already qualified. Sorry. But Neymar he is the key behind Brazil winning this World Cup. If Neymar's not there, I can't see it happening because just him being on the pitch gives space to Vinny, to Rafinha, to Richarlison, because he has about 2 or 3 men around him at any one time because they know what he can do. So Neymar ends up not having a great game. He has a good game, but he's not the star all the time because 2, 3 men around him, then he has to give it off. And then the people in space are the ones who gets the goals and gets the assists. When he's not there, and it's Rodrigo or Bruno Guimaraes, or God forbid Fred, it's just like, we don't even need to focus on you. Or it's 1v1 around the pitch, double up on the wingers, and we're good. And then Brazil just find it difficult to break down teams. So I think Neymar just being available is so important for Brazil. And for me, I haven't seen anything to remove them as the favourites that I had them come into the World Cup. France are much better than I thought they would be, considering no Pogba, no Kante, no Benzema. They look very good. Now, the midfield can still be exploited, I think, and England may do a thing. We'll get onto predictions in a second. They haven't kept a clean sheet in the tournament so far, so maybe the defense can be exploited. But when you got Mbappe and then Dembele and Griezmann playing the way they have, France, they're right up there. Portugal, that performance today. Anything before, it was a bit, okay, I can see they can score goals against Ghana and all that kind of stuff, but they were still leaking at the back. Today, they were just electric. Against the Switzerland side, who I thought they were a bit, like Brazil, was tough for Brazil to beat them. I thought they had a bit about them. So, I still got Brazil favourites. I would have France second favourites as it stands. And then I think I would say Portugal, England. I'll Portugal above England because they're not playing France. That's just about it. But in terms of quality, Portugal, England, Argentina, Netherlands, there or thereabouts, around the same level, I'd say. But I think Brazil and France are the standouts. For me.
I think for like in regards to Brazil, they're playing fantastic football. I just think before the next round comes, before they play the next game, they need to drug test Neymar's ankle for a sensu bean.
Yeah, because in there, definitely.
Because you can't tell me 2 weeks, not 2 weeks, what's it called? 2 World Cups in a row. This man has got injured, and he's with injuries that should just ruin his whole season. And he's come back like a game or two later. He's on something. He's on some sensu bean of some sort. Like, it makes no sense. Do you see how big his ankle was?
Yeah, it was mad. I thought it was out of the tournament.
It was like the size of my head. I couldn't believe it. But he's been balling, man. He's been balling. So I expect my prediction to be correct. Brazil to win the tournament. Bring it home because England ain't doing it. So yeah. That's what I have to say, man.
All right, let's look at the quarterfinals. What we got? All right, so first up, Netherlands, Argentina. What are we saying?
Yeah, I expect
Netherlands.
I expect Argentina to win that. 2-1.
You say comfortably?
Yeah, comfortably. I think they'll win it comfortably. I don't think Netherlands will. I just think when they meet, I think Netherlands have been good, but I don't think they've had much trouble going the other way. I think this was when they'll get really tested. I don't think this goalkeeper is great. He's made some good saves, but I don't think he's really. So it'll be interesting. I think I'm gonna say 2-1 Argentina. I don't think they'll have Problem was maybe a late Netherlands goal, mate. But yeah.
What do you think? Do you think? I was gonna ask Ramon. Do you think Van Dijk will have a Van Disney performance against Messi?
Well, Van Dijk's got to worry about Julian Alvarez right now because he's the one that's starting up top. So you got to worry about him. Messi will just be pockets in and around, taking out everyone else. So you just watch out for Julian Alvarez because Lautaro can't hit the net to save his life, even though I predicted him for top goal scorer of the tournament, and he ain't bagged one goal yet.
What are you saying that?
But I feel the game's gonna go two ways. Either way, it could go either way. I feel like Messi might just have one of them days where it's just him versus Netherlands, or Netherlands will just come out of nowhere and just score two in like 20 minutes and then just defend the whole game. I don't know. I want to back Van Dijk. I want him to go far. Like it's his first World Cup, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. I think it's his first major tournament, like international tournament.
Yeah. Like I can't lie, the name Van Disney it's so easy to say. I don't want to call it. It's so hard not to call him Van Disney. I wish they called him Van Disney for better reasons. I don't know, man. And that Cody Gakpo guy, he's balling. You know, I just can't see past Argentina being so mid and relying on Messi to like carry them. You know what? Let me go. Skip me, man. I can't give an answer.
I'm going Netherlands.
I genuinely can't give an answer.
I need an answer. We're tied.
I
I didn't say Netherlands because I go Netherlands 1-0. It's not. I don't think it's going to be a great game. I think Netherlands will do what they have to do it to a better level, but I think they'll do what they did to USA in that. All right, you can have the ball. I don't mind. All right, have the ball. We'll just try and sit deep. They need to be a bit more tighter than they were against USA, than they were against, than they will be against Argentina. But I think on the counter attack, Memphis, Bergwijn, Gakpo, forget Klassen, forget him. Like he is dead. He is so. He's like he reminds me of Van der Beek, man. He's just there. He's just there. He's so there. But I think, still on the break, I think they can get them because neither team's great. And granted, yes, they've got Messi, so all it takes is one moment. But outside that one moment, Argentina just they don't impress me. They don't impress me at all.
And they'll probably be relying on Messi to have that one moment as well. Yeah, let me go and back my boy Virgil, man. Let me back my boy Virgil.
All right, 2-2 on St. Netherlands. We'll see what happens. Brazil, Croatia.
Brazil.
Brazil should win this. Can't see any reason why not to.
Will win this. Brazil will win this. England, France.
I think this is going to be the hardest one to call.
It's not. It's not hard.
I think it's getting extra time. I'm going to say England.
Ooh.
I'm going to say 2-1 England in extra time. The only reason I think they might just get the middle of the park.
Because there's 5 people there. That's why they'll have the middle of the park. There's 5 of them when they play.
Well, I think they'll go 5 at the back this game. I'll be surprised if they don't. And Trippier and Walker on that side with Mbappe. So I think it will only be Rice and Bellingham. But yeah, against Tchouaméni and Rabiot, I think. But they might edge it.
England to beat France. I can't see
Dembele
it.
and Mbappe terrorizing the
can't
wing
see
backs.
it.
Giroud drawing
If
the
England beat France,
defenders
do they win
out.
the World Cup?
They have to.
If England beat France, they get to the final. I think.
But that's if.
Well, yeah, that's why I didn't actually ask if they're going to win it, but obviously Ramsey did that one.
Major if.
I'm gonna go France. I'll 2-1. I think it's gonna be tight. I think England will probably go 5 at the back, 3 at the back, whatever you want to call it. So they can kind of double up on Mbappe with Walker as the right centre back and whoever's at right, throw Trippier at right wing back. So they can double up on him.
If they put Saka on the right wing, they might as well triple up.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be tight. But I think if England get through the first 25 minutes, then it's going to be a very close game. But in that, even against Senegal, the first 25, 30 minutes, Senegal created the best 2 chances of the game. You give those 2 chances to France, they're scoring at least 1. Whether it be Mbappe, Griezmann.
For me, it's the other way around. England 100% scoring. I think I can't see England not scoring in that game. So I think
France, you think France might not score?
I think England have got the most chance to keep a clean sheet. Because
England got more chance of keeping a clean sheet against France.
Yeah, because when they go 5 at the back, even though they're individually not great, they are harder to break down. Very we saw in the Euros, it weren't easy to just cut them open like that. And I know then maybe never necessarily played against Mbappe, but I think I do think he's the only issue. I think they can deal with Giroud. I think Maguire and Stones can deal with Giroud. Dembele, Luke Shaw got that, man. Luke Shaw got that. I don't see him as a problem for England. I just see it's all on Mbappe for me. It's all on Mbappe. If they can do the double up thing and just hold him back, then they got a chance. If not, that's it. But I think if they go 5 at the back, I think they'll be more solid. France defensively, they can be got at. And if England are played the way they do, the way they have been, probably more on a counter attack. It might be in this game. I don't know who's really going to have the ball, dominate the ball, because France on the ball aren't necessarily like the hold onto the ball sort of team like Spain are. So yeah,
and I think France, with who they've got in the forwards, Mbappe and Dembele, I think they'll be more willing at times to give England the ball, so they can exploit the space that England might leave in behind. Might.
England ain't got an option. They can't leave space in behind. There's no might about it. That's impossible. they might as well go 6 at the back, just throw Declan in there if they need to, and just drop back.
Now I was just gonna say, we started this podcast saying that Mbappe is techie. What I'm saying is, Mbappe 1-on-1 against Harry Maguire, he gets through. Boom, he wrong sides. Jordan Pickford. France are in the semi-final, done and dusted. Game over. You heard it here first.
All right, 2 of us said France. Ramsey, who apparently supports France, back in England. Fair enough.
I'm not backing England. I think they'll win.
And the last one. But Morocco
the CR7 show.
I think Portugal should win that as well. Again,
yeah, Portugal wins that, man.
Again, they should win that. I think Morocco's both centre backs are struggling, aren't they? Agard and Romain Saïss both got injuries today, so if they come in without those 2, then I think it should be done and dusted quite quickly. But yeah.
Morocco's it's not gonna be easy, and Morocco's not gonna do what Swiss done today. I don't know what happened to Switzerland today. I'm so surprised that they were a bit like South Korea. It's like they was attacking against a team that I don't know what they thought. They thought that they could go toe to toe with them based on what, I don't know. South Korea were leaving himself 1-on-1 against Brazil. Portugal has so much space. Now I guess going 2-0 up in before halftime, that helps, and the other team has to come out. But I don't know. It felt like they were going a bit too gung ho. I can't see Morocco. Even Morocco go 1-0, 2-0 down, they're still gonna sit in. So I can't see it being 6-1 or something like that. But I think Portugal. I can't see Morocco scoring. If I'm going to be completely honest.
The problem with Morocco, I feel like the way that they celebrated today was like they've done what they need to do here. Like, of course they'll want to go further, but you know, if they go out, it's cool. Like they got to the quarterfinals, I think for their first time, and you know they've knocked out Spain. So it's like, you know, if they lose here, it's all good. Like they go home and is what it is. So yeah, I can't see them. They're gonna have to take Portugal to penalties if they got any chance, I think.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
So if we said Portugal, I mean, that would be some. I mean, we could get Brazil, Argentina. Let's be honest, we could get Brazil, Argentina. And if we got Brazil, Argentina, France, Portugal, that is a mammoth semi-final. That would be crazy.
That would be mad.
That would be crazy. But we have to wait and see. Well, listen, guys, thank you very much for joining us on the Neeks Sports Podcast. The World Cup just gets better and better. Like, the group stages were great. Morocco going through today. The performances from Portugal and Brazil have completely lit up this tournament, this last 16 round. The stories behind Ronaldo and Messi, one end of the spectrum to the other, and they're both in the tournament. So it's only going to rumble on for one more round at least, and maybe even all the way to the final. Imagine we get Argentina versus Brazil, Argentina versus Portugal in the final, and Ronaldo's on the bench. And
yeah, that'll be mad. That'll be mad. You might as well stop the headlines. That's bigger than R9 being dropped for the final. That's like.
Wait, let me ask you a question. Okay, let's say obviously Ramos has to start the next game. Man's got a hat trick. He has to start the next game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say he scores again. They go through. Ronaldo comes off the bench, whatever. He has to start the semi, right?
No.
They're
better without him. They're better without him.
No, you don't answer my question. You're not hearing my question. Ramos scores again in the quarters. They go through.
Yeah.
He has to start the semis, right? Again. Ramos.
Oh, he has to start the semis. Yeah.
All right. He doesn't score in the semis, but they go through. And Ronaldo comes off the bench. He doesn't score either, but like it was 1-0 before he came on. The game finished 1-0. Argentina versus Portugal in the final. Santos gonna put Ronaldo on the bench.
He has to.
That's crazy.
He has to. They're better without him. He's holding them back. He's holding them back. You bench him. You say, look. You know, if scores are still tight, I'll give you 20 minutes out of there in the final.
That's ballsy.
I'll let you run around.
You know what's ballsy? No, to be fair, if they get to the final without Ronaldo, and then they get to the final and lose without him, I don't think you can really. There's gonna be a lot because Ronaldo's got a lot of fans. So all of those fans, and there's a lot of them, are gonna blame. They're gonna say, "Well, Sanders, you deserve it. You should Ronaldo for a final." And there's an argument that when it's a final, Ronaldo turns up in final. Fair enough. But in all intents and purposes, if they get to the final without Ronaldo, if they lose the final without Ronaldo, it's just because the other team maybe were better. Like, I don't think you can put
the problem will be is if he plays Ronaldo in the final and then they lose, then it'll be like, oh, you should never. Why did you choose Ronaldo? Should have chosen Ramos. You know, it's gonna end horribly.
But I think whatever happens, if Portugal gets to the final, whatever happens, he has to win. Like he just has to win.
Yeah, he has to win.
Whatever happens, he has to win.
Yeah, I think if they get to the final and for some reason, like they're losing 1-0, you know, like 60 minutes have been played, and Ramos ain't balling, you bring on CR7 and you gotta give him that 30 minutes to cook. You get me? Like
there's a chance he might start the semi-final. There's a chance he might start. I don't think he will start the next round. Huh?
Ramos don't do nothing in the quarters.
Yeah, and because it's it's likely going to be, is it France or England? Isn't it?
France or England, yeah.
Yeah. Then I think there's probably more likelihood that they might start him then.
What do you think? This was an easy game to drop him for? Because
It wasn't
It
really.
was,
I
it
think
was,
they
it
were going to
was.
win. They were going to win. I think they were going to. Well, I
Can
mean, you never know, innit? You never know. But
And I think
Can
the
I
fact
say
that
something
Ronaldo
as
played
well?
all 3 group games, and the group games are played in about a week and a half, something like that, 2 weeks,
Yeah.
whatever. So it's a lot. It's a lot of games for 37-year-old, and he
mm.
played all 3 of them. He
He
started
shouldn't
all
have
3
started. I
of
don't
them
know why he started him in the
because
last
he
game.
knew he wasn't playing in the last 16. That's why. I think that's the only reason.
You
That's
think?
the only thing I can think.
But
He knew
but
he
then
wasn't.
the manager reacted to him being subbed off afterwards.
No, that's not why. I don't think that's why he was dropped. I don't think so. I think they dropped. I think he wasn't. I don't think it was from the
That was
moment he
probably the
started the
plan
last
the whole
16 games.
time.
Remember, the whole team was changed pretty much, give or
Mm.
take, other than Ronaldo. I think Ronaldo made 1 other player or 2 other players.
Mm.
Maybe even Neves. I think Neves might have been. Let me check that quickly. Who started that last 16 game? I mean, the last group game, because I think Neves and
I think
Cancelo
Neves
may have
played.
started.
Yeah, Cancelo
Neves,
started. Cancelo started.
Neves, Cancelo,
Yeah,
and CR7
Neves, Cancelo,
played
and
that
Ronaldo
game.
all started.
Mm.
Costa, the keeper, Pepe, and Dallo. So Costa, Pepe, and Dallos played again. Cancelo, Neves, and Ronaldo didn't. So I think maybe he was giving those man, all right, I'll give you 1 more game because I wasn't too happy with what I saw the first 2 games, maybe. Or he already knew that those 3 weren't going to start in the last 16. Maybe it was a showout, Dallo between Cancelo. Let's see what you got this last game, and I'll decide who I'm going to start in the last. So yeah, I think Ronaldo was. If Ronaldo didn't start the last game, maybe he was always going to be dropped anyway. But yeah, Santos got.
We'll see, man.
They got it right today, innit? They got it right.
Yep.
And that's the most important thing for them. Guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, follow us on all the social medias. We will see you soon.